in Episode 11, Part 2. Adamo and Rasheed continue their discussion with Santos about a range of interesting topics. I think I'll not spoil the episode and let you just listen to what unfolds. Enjoy.
For those of you who have just joined us, we've got Santos here all the way from Mexico, backed by popular demand. We're talking about all different subjects, and we've just been discussing something very controversial. Look, we don't want to end up behind bars for our... I've got to give you an update, Santos. We had... you heard of Julian Assange?
Yeah, I know. Yep. He just got released.
So he's going to get released and we're going to get locked up.
Mate, you just got to choose your words wisely, mate. So from there,
Did you want a question? You got a couple of questions.
Yes, Santos, I do have a few questions, more than a couple. If you're ready. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Yeah. Basically, we all agree on one thing, that evil exists, whether it's vampires or bloodshed and violence and everything, you know what I mean? You open the news, you see the wars and killings and everything. So my question was that, let me give you a background information about, before I ask my question. When I was when I was young, when I was a teenager, I used to hear about, when the end times was near, you would get famine, you'd get diseases, wars, natural disasters. But nowadays we are seeing it. Basically, we're witnessing those things. Yeah. Now, how do you envision the end times, and do you think that these events are indicative of the end of days? And that's where we're going. You know what I mean?
That's the question.
It's the end of days. I've been preaching that since I was 3 years old as a Jehovah's Witness. Armageddon's coming.
How do you envision it?
Just as it is, as it is. Do you think half of the world is below the poverty line? There's plenty of apple trees all over the fucking earth. You can turn a desert into a fully productive tomato, freaking pumpkin, potato farm in a day.
And then what do? They build fucking buildings in Dubai, one after the other.
And they're trying to stop now. I think they just tried to do it in Idaho or something. Now I think in Arizona there's a county. I think in Arizona they're trying to introduce legislation that you can't have your own garden. I just heard that today on Instagram, and so they're putting out what do they call it when they go against something? A petition to block it. How dare they? See, this is what they're doing. First they made the deserts, then they herd us into cities where they can control us. Then they control farms. You can't grow organic. You can't sell, raw milk. You can't do this. You can't do that. Why not? We've been doing that for 1 million years, right? Who are you to tell us what to do, Who are these people to tell us what to do? Well, they're being controlled by this egregore that's dying. It's on its last... It's dead. This demon that they're trying to feed with more and more holocausts, Gaza, for instance, Armenia... This is in sacrifice to their God. They have to. They have to kill these children. They have to traffic humans. They've got to force this agenda of torture right to the limit until it breaks. It just has to break. And they're not going to stop. They'll end up in jail. They will all end up in jail. All the families I'm going to put on the board here, and we prove to you how they all come from Persia. And what they run, what they control, and how you know who's running the world, just by the names. You see, everything I do is about words. If you want to unlock everything, the whole secret to every mystery, the atom to the whole universe, it's all in words.
So, what do you
It's
think will happen to humanity, Santos, and during and after end of the end of days? You know, when the like the end times. What do you think will happen during this and transitional period of when the world is coming to an end? What do you think will happen to humans, to mankind, basically?
well, um, all the scriptures, all of them, all the scriptures, bar none, they all talk about um, a, a, sif, a sifting of the people. What is it when you do that sifting? Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sifting. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sift.
right. Okay, it's a culling a time, a time, a Gotchadamaroon, an Armageddon, which is the same word, an end time, and then a reset. All right, there's been many resets, right?
It has been, yeah.
Um,
Black
yeah,
plague.
George Soros and his boyfriend over there in Europe, Santa Claus Schwab. They're trying to with the WEF. They're trying to do a reset because they think they're that good. Everything's fucked. We fucked it up, of course, behind your back, pretending to look after you, Uncle Sam, Big Daddy. But we fucked everything up, and we're putting the blame on the terrorists. That's why we have a war on terror.
Uh,
So if you're fighting terror, that means you're using terror to fight terror. Why would you have to fight terror? You see, you don't, because that's it's the same with the war on drugs. Ronald Reagan, I think it was, who started the war on cannabis and everything, and now you can go to jail if you've got cannabis, right? Um, these wars on these medicines that you're not supposed to take, like DMT and whatever, they're trying to outlaw kratom, all these things that have been they're trying to deprive us of that will give us everlasting life, of course. They fuck it up first, and then they give you. So what they do is it's called the it's a three-step process where they create a situation. Then they create, like a possible resolution for it, and it'll come to me how they do this. It's they've got certain rule. They've got a playbook that they go by.
Mentally
And
terrorize people, basically. Like you don't hear about those terrorists anymore. All of a sudden, gone. You don't hear about them. What happened? You fought a war for 20 years. What happened?
Yeah.
And the same people took over. You don't hear about those terrorists. You know what I mean? Like, so, like they spread this.
Propaganda.
Yeah. And basically they've got this, propaganda machine. They control media, they control your mind, and basically they plant the seed of doubt and like whatever. They will make you believe whatever they want you to believe. You know what
About
I mean?
control. Yeah.
It's about control, mind control. And I strongly believe that.
Can I just follow
Yep.
up? Which, because I've been listening, you asked the question.
Yep.
Santos replied about obviously they're trying to minimize the population in a roundabout kind of way and control. Yeah. But how about the environment? Do you think in the end of days, I'm not sure what the Bible says, but all these, earthquakes and stuff and typhoons and is that part of it as well? Is that let's branch off? And do you have something to say about that?
yeah, I've got a lot to say about it. It's again it's the reason you're asking for it is the question is because we don't have an answer, because it's so convoluted. But
Did we fuck it up, or do you think it's just the way that the world's breaking apart? And
we're all co-creators. We're all co-creators, so we're all partially responsible. Okay, so partially we're all responsible, but we're not going to be, like directly guilty because we know that we're good people. We know that we wouldn't hurt, we wouldn't hurt anyone or anything thing intentionally. So there are two timelines. There's more, but there's two fundamental timelines, okay? And basically, with merits, as in meritocracy, which was the way the world was ruled in Tartaria, not, if you're a clever, conniving politician, you get a job in the Senate and the Congress. No, you get there by your merits. When the cop pulls you up and you're speeding, what do you lose? You lose
Merits.
merits. You get demerit points, and if you get enough demerit points, you can't drive.
That's right.
Right? Okay. So the meritocracy system is not the plutocracy system that we have today, or you can call it oligarchy, fascism, whatever. Doesn't matter. Bolshevism. We're going to default to meritocracy. See, for instance, people might say, all right, we've got three guys here in the new world, in our timeline, where we're going, and our good listeners, we're gonna have local community culture-centered, fair and honest communities, and everyone will have their value. So you've got all your guitars. They might say, right, Adam, you're going to be writing music. Rasheed, you've got a very sharp political mind. We want you in politics. We know that you can change. We just know that you merit the job, right? They'll look at me and they'll say, right, Santos, you do astrology. You do astrology, right? You teach the world astrology or whatever, whatever. And then everybody that is suited to a job, this is why a lot of people don't like their jobs, because they're shit jobs. And they don't merit those jobs. It's slavery, right? So that's why there's suicides and people leaving jobs, getting another one, getting sacked, getting underpaid, always problems with jobs because it's slavery, right? So, and the reason being is because the people who have got the control, not the power, they've got no power at all. These people are, they're so puny, they're so weak and feeble, and they have no soul force. They're not Jedis, and we are going to destroy them. Like, you got no idea how our truth is going to just smash their system. We're doing it already.
Power. So basically, that's probably what they're doing. Yeah, I was going to ask Santos another question.
Yeah, ask a question.
Santos, do you think that, when the end of days is near, do you think that we'll get some sort of figures or cosmic beings or messianic figures? Do you think that, before the, like the world ends, before the end of times, do you think that, you would believe in the second coming, coming of Jesus? Because in Islamic beliefs, we believe that, someone will come before Jesus. He will invite people to being good and, being religious or whatever, to good before the return of Jesus. Now, what are your thoughts? What do you think?
Yeah, well, it's not going to be a literal return. It's not going to be some dude coming in the clouds and Maitreya or Meshach or Messiah, because Messiah means oil, basically. And when he returns, we say he, but that's just the masculine pronoun that we choose for God for some reason. It fluctuates depending on the reset. In the next reset, it might be God will be the feminine. It does, because God is not a boy or a girl, right? It's God is everything, and it's one. Therefore, it he can't be a dude and he can't be just a girl. He has to be everything.
That's right.
It has to be. And when he returns, we will know he's already returned because people are waking up. They're waking up in the droves, and that's how it returns. And we will recognize that one because there's only one truth, and that's what's returning, the truth. Basically,
And
that's
how do you prepare for the end of the world? How, like, are you preparing? Are you prepared? Or how do you feel about it?
Because
Like,
we just built a bunker. I just built a bunker in the backyard. It goes under like a little gandina. I got my salamis in there
yeah,
too.
I'm working on that too. I've got all the canned food and
No,
everything. Man.
I've
Yeah.
actually given up the
So, are
salami.
you, Santos? No, it's a legit question. Are you preparing? I don't know, mentally, maybe physically. Tell me
yeah.
how.
Mate, you know how little I eat. I'm basically a frugivore, right? A fruitarian, because that's what humans are, frugivore.
Yeah.
But the diet is called fruitarian. So around here, there's fruit everywhere in Mexico. There used to be in Australia. They stopped that. The councils didn't want plum trees anymore
Yeah.
along towns. They're all gone. I remember when I was a kid, you can get peaches, you can get pears on all the streets in Myrtleford, in Wangaratta. I remember that. Right? Why did they stop that? Right? Okay, there's a reason. So I'm preparing. If it
Mentally,
comes,
yeah.
I'm not going to have a stash of food or a stash of water. Do you know that you can survive at least 6 months just on your urine without even touching food?
Oh shit.
Mate, you got to look into that.
No,
Can you?
Well, all the ancients did, and they lived for hundreds and hundreds of years. Urine therapy is the greatest protocol you can have in your life. Now, when you do it though, you don't drink the first drops or the last drops. That's where the poison is. Like the serpent. The Indians say, do not drink the first drops of urine nor the last drops. The cobra has poison in its tail and poison in its fangs.
Yeah.
So when you go and piss, you bring your cup,
Actually,
just let the first part go, just scoop up a mouthful of the middle in the morning, have a mouthful in the afternoon and in the evening. 3 mouthfuls should be enough.
but this is
But
when the world is ending, not on like
this is to live. He's talking about eating and
when the
habits.
like if you have to survive, but you don't do it on regular basis.
well, look, it's
I'm
to
just
answer the question because there's many kinds of preppers out there. There are preppers who have got bunkers and 10 years of storable, preservable food and what have you. I don't do that dumb shit because I'm never going to die. You're not going to die. Your body's only a vehicle, right? So do you worry? Do you worry if your car breaks down and you have to get a new one? No, you're eager to get a new one. You're when your car is old, you're happy to get rid of the thing and get a new one.
That's right.
It's the same with the body. This is only a car. I'm using it to go from here to there. I'm using it to speak to you. It's a vehicle.
Okay, even if you die physically, you think that you will continue to exist. Your
Energy.
your consciousness will continue to exist, maybe in a different form, or do you think that it will be in a physical body somewhere? You'll be someone else, but it will be the same old consciousness and soul in this sense.
You might come back
is that
like a chicken.
no, not a chicken, not
Or a
like a
rabbit.
human being. How do you come back? Do you think that, once the body dies, basically body's physical, we're made of flesh and bones, obviously we'll die.
How do you come back?
How do you come back? Do you like your spirit in a different body? Tell me, Santos, because I'm very curious. Because, like that's what scares me the most.
Well, we can go back to the Hermetica, the Egyptian Bible. Okay, so what it says there is that When souls die, at according to their evolution in a spiritual sense and intellectual and everything else, emotional, physical as well. If you keep yourself in good condition, nice and strong, lots of testosterone, plenty of sex,
That's it.
If you keep yourself nice and fit and healthy and spiritually, when the moment you die, that's what you bring to counter space. You go to counter space. You're out of time space.
Well, that's another sub. We're going to talk about that too, because I'm really curious to know.
Okay. So your soul will go there, and if your soul doesn't have the currency to go to a higher plane of living, higher is more blissful, lower is more anguish and torment. Okay? We're in the middle. We're in the middle on the earth at the moment. It's called the middle garden, the Midgard.
Okay.
We're in the middle garden, the Garden of Eden, but it's been turned into a purgatory, hell, sort of the three conditions are all mixed. There's heaven over there, there's a bit of purgatory over there, and there's hell going on in Gaza. Yeah, it's all a mixture, all right? There's humans, there's vampires, there's AI, there's natural, there's simulations, there's all kinds of things that people are speculating on. How is this system running? Who's behind it? Is it a simulation? Are we real? Do we have souls? Where do we go? Well, our spirit and soul is our essence. Okay, so it's like when you turn your computer off, right? You're not going to be worried that tomorrow when you reboot that article you just wrote, you won't be able to find it. You'll find it, right? So you just press start your computer and you go back and you find it. But overnight it was sleeping. The computer was off. There was no file. There was no pictures of your girlfriend there, and you're writing a book about your wife or your girlfriend or whatever. There's nothing. It's sleeping, and that's why we call it a resurrection or rebirth.
The computer on, it comes back
A
on.
reboot. Yeah, that's why I say reboot your computer, resurrect it. It's dead. So the information goes back to a crystal, counterspatial. Well, it's counterspace, but
Where's this place? I want to know.
it's everywhere and nowhere. You can't. There's no locus or topos for it. You can't locate it. You can't locate the point where, the life force is issuing from in the universe. It's a central sun, but who knows where it is? Okay, that sun in the sky that we have here, that's the third sun. There's two more behind that one. The first one's spiritual, the second one's psychic or emotional, and the sun that we see with our eyes is the physical body of the sun. We'll never see the real sun with these eyes. So when you die, you go back to it's a sleep. But if you don't have the currency to go up or down, you get stuck there until you find suitable parents to incarnate again. You've got to go back through the portal of the womb of a woman, and you become a man.
How do we get currency?
What do you have to do to get
currency? Okay, so currency, like if you go to the cinema to watch a movie with no currency in your pocket, are they going to let you in?
Nope.
No.
And are you going to turn around and say, is it because I'm black or I'm gay? Are you?
No, because I got no money. Because I got no money.
You got no fucking money. It's $15 to watch the film, or you don't go in.
We're sneaking. Yeah.
Right.
That's it.
So you got to go back home, do some work, earn $15. Then tomorrow you can go back and you can give them $15. You said, in you go, black, gay, whatever the fuck you look like. Just you got the $15. Get in there, watch the fucking film. All right. So how do we get merits? How do we get merits? Not in people's eyes. Don't worry about looking good. I don't polish my reputation and have awards and
You talk about truth and
worry about what feeble-minded people I think about me. I know me, so I'm happy, right? So, but what I am concerned is the universal mind. How is it seeing my comportment, especially when I'm in private? Because what do I do in private?
you
Well, it's
learn, you study. You
It's
study.
private.
Yeah, it's private.
obviously, but I'm a man. I'm sinful, like anyone else.
Do you have the currency, Santos?
But yeah. So what I'm trying to relate to you is that if I look back at the 61 years of my life that I've lived, have I improved? Am I more intelligent? Am I healthier? Am I more whatever?
Have you grown? Have you grown?
Yeah, we grow. Our consciousness expands. Knowledge. Are we narrow-minded? And how people say you have to be open-minded. Well, if you open your mind, then you can learn everything, right? Is there anything wrong with that?
No.
No, that's beautiful. So you keep an open mind. You do good deeds to people, not when they're looking. You can, but it doesn't have to be. And that'll all be recorded. Everything's recorded. That's currency. So on Judgment Day, you're not going to have some dude with a white beard sitting there going, "Oh, you were naughty, you did this, you did that." It's none of that bullshit, because you're God, and you will judge yourself because you will have whatever currency you've got. That's if you've been stealing cars all your life and making money by I don't know, something illegal or people trafficking, or you're involved in some criminal activity and no one knows about it. It's recorded. And the only thing that you can bring to the other side, I can't bring this lighter, and I can't bring this beautiful Mapacho tobacco to the other side.
You're losing currency with that aren't you?
Actually, it'll take me a whole night, a whole day to smoke one of these. They're really long. I only smoke one or two of these a day. And funny thing about it is the nicotine in here boosts your immune system, and the more you smoke, the less of the C word you get. That's why they tried to tell people in the last 4 years, they would say, now is a good time to quit smoking. Because they know, a lot of doctors revealed this over the years. I've been paying attention, that nicotine is one of the best things to protect you and build up your immune system.
Yeah, that's
but you use it. You don't abuse it.
Back in the 1920s, if you had a headache, you went to the doctor. I think we mentioned it in my last podcast. They would prescribe fucking cigarettes. Go have a cigarette and your headache will go away.
Mate. Can I ask you a question, Rasheed? Do you think that when you get to the pearly gates and you're being judged, what are they going to say about you?
Mate, I've got nothing to say. Once I don't know what I'm going to say. That's where my thing is.
To the mic, mate. Have you been good, or have you been?
I don't know, man. I don't think I'll get there. You know what I mean?
Do you reckon your missus is still watching at 59 minutes? Do you reckon?
Huh?
Do you reckon your missus is still watching? Have you been good or what?
I don't know, man. To her, I've been good. I mean, at least, She thinks I've been good.
You're a good family man. You got a couple of kids, you know.
I've been good, Santos. I'm telling you right now. But let's go back to our subject. So you think that once we die, if you have the currency, you'll come back in a different body, probably to a better life on this planet or somewhere else, in a physical body or in a spiritual body? And why don't you believe, do you believe in one judgment day? Because everyone is standing before God and you're being judged.
It's like this, right? You've got rules for your children, right? If they break that rules, well, they can't go to the party on Saturday night, right?
Yep.
Because they were naughty. We're all naughty. We all have a demon in us and we all have an angel in us. We are a demon. We are demons in the flesh and we are angels at the same time. That's why every person that is good, that is known to be good in the community, knows that they do things sometimes that are not good. They don't mean to. You don't want to do bad things. You don't want to make mistakes. You don't like buyer's remorse. No one likes to be remorseful. Everyone likes to do things properly so they don't have remorse. So if you want to know where you're going, I can tell you how to do it. Just spend 5 minutes in dead silence meditating and think about the beyond and go there and see yourself there. And if you see yourself there, you're pretty much there, because reality is what you make. You're making it, dude. You made yourself. You're changing your DNA every day. Do you know that? Do you realize that your face changes? Every morning I wake up, I see a change in my face. One day I look more like my father, the next day more like my mother. Next day I look haggard and I look like I've got AIDS because I didn't sleep well or whatever. And tomorrow I wake up with big white eyes and plenty of energy. So
you gotta start drinking blood, mate.
Hey,
you gotta start drinking blood.
No.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's very dangerous, man. You know that very often people change their personality when they have a blood transfusion.
No.
It can change personality.
I remember research done in the 60s and 70s. I've been studying this subject for years, and my older sister, who's now passed on, she also used to study this, and she knew someone who actually told her that it happened to her. She said, after my blood transfusion, she said, I've been channeling another entity, and I believe it's the person that gave me that blood. After blood transfusions, people's favorite color changes. It used to be red, now it's blue. Their ideals change, their morals change, their ethics. Yeah, a lot changes when you take in the DNA of another people. It can be dangerous. I'm not saying, I'm sure there's a lot of listeners who've had a blood transfusion or whatever. Don't worry, relax. Everything's fixable, everything. But here's the thing. Before blood transfusions, before the vampires introduced this protocol, the Rockefellers and their satanic allopathy, people just took saline solution when they lost blood. Because your blood, in fact, I'll show you what I drink. I drink blood. I'll show you the blood I drink.
Oh, fuck. I want to see this. I got to give myself some blood water.
Can you give me the pen?
That could be the next. That could be the next plasma merino.
This is the best ocean water in the world. Panacos. See how it says marine plasma in Spanish? Plasma is your blood. This is exactly the same chemically, exactly 100% the same content as human blood, except it's not red.
That reminds
Jeez,
me of
there
that
is-
Fontana we stopped in Calabria where we were drinking the water from the mountain.
Yeah. Check out these minerals, brother. Do you like magnesium?
Magnesium, yeah,
There's
that'll help
everything
you.
in it.
My missus
Zinc,
likes magnesium. Helps her
I
sleep.
drink 30 to 60 ounces of this stuff every day. Outside on my deck, if I took my camera out there, you would see 4 of these. No, 3. This is the 4th one that I've bought in the last 15 months since I've been in San Cristobal. I've drunk.
Wow. We have to. What can we import that shit and get it over here? I reckon we could make some money
Santos.
because everyone's onto that that water. What's the one? The
Look at the size of this one, man.
Mate,
Now, there's 2 more out there on my deck that are this small, and then once I bought this big one, and it's too goofy. I didn't like it, so I went back to this one. So that's how much blood from God's ocean with no contaminated human DNA. I don't know. I don't have to ask, was this guy an alcoholic? Did he have liver disease when he gave his blood? I don't have to think about that. This is plasma. I have all the minerals I need. Besides, I take tissue salts. I take Purium pineal decalcifier. I take Masterpiece. This is fulvic acid, and it's made with the same ocean water. This is the best Masterpiece, which I have on my Universal Truth School site, and Purium, which I also am with. These are all the best products you can have. Look at the glutathione that I drink every day. This is Uni. This is the best micro glutathione that you can put in your body.
bloody hell.
Like this
Mate,
guy's
if you-
going to live to fucking 100. We're going to be dead.
100, mate.
this
He's
is
going to
my-
go past 100.
Oh,
What is
shit.
that? What happened, mate?
Keep it in your pants, Santos.
See these patches?
Hang on a sec. We're gonna
Yeah, patches, yeah.
What's going on with those patches, mate?
Don't worry, I won't pull my pants down, man, because you guys will get jealous.
Yeah, yeah. Out of mind, but I'll be all right.
Yeah?
Yeah, well, like, let's not go there. You know what I
Talking
mean?
to the phone.
How big of a fish did you catch? How big is the fish? Yeah.
We're
Not as big as yours, obviously.
We're Bonacci's, mate.
I'll give Lifewave a promotion as well. So that's what I've got on my belly there. Okay. So
What does it do? Is that nicotine?
We'll put that in the
This one-
links.
this one is also for glutathione, and this one is for stem cells. So I'm getting stem cells right now. I'm getting stem cell therapy. This is the best stem cell therapy that you can have. You don't go to the doctors. Look, this is technology, man. This is works on light. These patches, X39, right? You just do that.
You get
Take
stem
that
cells.
off. Peel that off. And what it does, it works with the copper peptide. The copper, see, that's why I wear a lot of copper. I got copper and silver here. That's copper, and that's copper. All on my left arm. Copper. You have to have copper. If you don't have copper, you haven't got iron. And so when you get your blood test, they say, oh, you're low on ferritin and you're low on iron.
Yeah, my missus takes tablets for the iron. Yeah, I've got to tell her that.
The other day I was listening to a podcast.
Just drink 60 ounces of Panacos marine plasma every day, brother.
Mate, if you've got a few gallons of that water, when the world is ending, you can stay off the piss.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man.
Do you reckon anyone in Australia is doing that? Those things that you're just talking about, the copper patches?
Do you know how many people I put onto LifeWave and New Me and the testimonies that I get back when I put them on tissue salts? When I do astrological readings, I discover what tissue salts, the 12 Schussler tissue salts, that they are deficient in, and I say, just take those 4 salts out of the 12. Those are the 4 you're deficient in, or 5 or 6 or 3. It's minimum 3. And all their symptoms just disappear, just with tissue salts.
Let's talk about your copper rings. I think, was it copper ring? Yeah.
Copper. Talk, you can hear.
Yes, Santos. The other day what is that?
There are 12 tissue salts. There are 12, okay? And every astrological sign, I'm Aries, so I have to take potassium phosphate. That's for Aries, potassium phosphate. Then I have to take the next 2 signs, Taurus and Gemini. Sodium sulfate, potassium chloride. I have to take those because I'm Aries. If I don't, I will start to get all the Aries deficiencies. You'll see black under here, dark, all Aries. Look up famous Aryan people. You'll see they've all got, and Librans, they've all got dark under their eyes. There's a reason. It's because they're lacking in their tissue salts. Now, the German physicist who discovered this, Schussler tissue salts, 150 years ago, he was studying the cremated remains of humans and animals. And what did it consist of? He found it consisted of 12 salts. And these are the salts. There's 12. Your body, so when you get cremated, you know that dust that you keep in your little thing of your grandparents? You know what's in there? 12 tissue salts. So Schussler discovered these salts because that's what's in the cremated remains of humans and animals. So, no-brainer. But the genius, George Carey, 100 years after, and my work is based on George Carey when I talk about tissue salts, he was an astrologer. And he worked it out. He realized that because we're in our mother's womb for 9 months, we develop 9 of the tissue salts and we lack in 3. And they are the ones that complete the yearly cycle of the sun to make 12 months. And so when you're born, you're automatically deficient in the salt of your sun sign. So Adam, you're Sagittarius,
Cancer.
aren't you? Sorry, Cancer. You Sagittarius.
Yep.
Okay, so you need silica for Sagittarius. The next sign is Capricorn. Calcium phosphate for the bones, because Capricorn rules the skeletal system. There's 12 systems in the body. And then you need the Aquarius one, which is sodium chloride. That's what they call table salt, don't they? But it's not. This is sodium chloride. This is the real salt. So those are the 3 that you need. Adam, Cancer is calcium fluoride. Fluoride is good for your teeth, just not sodium fluoride. That's rat poison, and that's what's in your toothpaste.
Yeah,
So Adam, you're going to take the tissue salt, which is called a calcium fluoride. Calcium fluoride. It has to have calcium. Fluoride has to be mixed with calcium to be good for your teeth, not with sodium. Now,
can you repeat something else?
Yeah. I'll just finish. Then you take the next sign, Leo and Virgo. Leo is magnesium phosphate. You need magnesium. I can see I can see it already. I can see that deficiency. And you need Virgo, which is potassium sulfate.
Not everything in his body works. What do you recommend for, the things that don't work for Adam?
I'm strong as an ox. No, but look, I'll be honest.
Yeah,
This is all these salts. I reckon there's a big market for this at the moment because everyone around the world, they're kind of looking at alternatives, right? So a lot of stuff on TV is how we can live longer. So there's a lot of stuff
I
on
take
TV.
my vitamins. I take vitamin D. I take calcium. Take magnesium because look, we work
and you're still
indoors,
fucking miserable.
I'm still miserable.
Every time I ring you, I'm like, my back hurts, my knee hurts, mate, you're not having enough sex, mate.
Speak for yourself, mate.
He's on the toilet. That's all right.
Are you listening, Santos?
Yeah, man, I'm having a piss.
Oh, yes.
So if you've just joined us, look, we're coming to the latter part of our interview here with Santos, all the way from Mexico. We've covered a lot of areas.
Yeah, I've got things to talk about. You know what I mean? Stop.
Fuck this. Can you
Santos,
shut the fuck up?
I want to go back to your copper. Your copper rings that you're wearing. Okay. The other day I was listening to this podcast. Not podcast. I think it was very educational. Whatever. It was a documentary. Whatever. They reckon that how we're more modern. We're modern humans. Like we don't walk around bare feet. You know what I mean? Now, they reckon that if you walk with no shoes on, bare feet, you get this electrical charge through your body, and that's very essential for your body, right? And we wear shoes and stuff, right? Now,
I never wear shoes. And what
do you think of? Yep.
Last week we had the Special Olympics. You can see it on my music channel, my Santos Bonacci music YouTube channel. You'll see a video there. We had Olympic Games in my backyard, right? I went down there to film it, and I filmed half an hour of it. It's on my channel because I want the world to know, how beautiful it is where I live and all the activities that are happening here. It's a very spiritual place. This is the Tibet of the Americas, San Cristobal. It is. This is the herb medicine capital of the world. All the herbal people, all the people who know about herbs, they all come here. If you want to go for mushrooms, you go to Oaxaca. That's
and
where
cocaine.
That's where Maria. No, cocaine, you go to Tijuana, you go up.
Yeah, it's
but
different.
Talking about your feet, walking, Earth. Yeah, keep going.
Okay. I don't wear shoes.
How is it is for us to walk around with bare feet so we can connect with nature? You know what I mean?
Okay. Every day I go down to the stables to feed the horses because I'm going to buy one of the horses, Epona. The lady's going back to France and she competes all around the world. Epona's a competition horse, and I'm into thoroughbreds, so she's going to give it to me, or I'm going to buy it and or whatever, and to look after it because she can't. And she's going to bring her other thoroughbreds back to England. It's going to cost $15,000 for each one. I go down there barefoot. It's a stone road, and on the way up, I've got to climb up the hill to my house. And I do that barefoot on my toes, not my heels. If you see these people jogging with runners, these people, what they're doing is they're trapping the antioxidants from being released and discharged into the earth. They're trapping them, and that's why they get all red in the face and they sweat when they run. They're all red in the face. That's all toxins.
Because there's no release.
The stupidest thing you can do
is wear socks when you
walk around with shoes. That's so fucking stupid. It's like putting shoes on your pet dog or your cat, right? They don't need shoes.
But there's
Right?
something in that. There's something in that. Yeah. Because I don't know about you, but when I used to sleep with socks on because it was cold.
Yeah.
The worst thing you can do is sleep with socks on. Do you know that? Because
Okay.
because the air,
There you go, mate. Look, perfect.
mate, he's
Perfect
got
sleep.
feet
That-
like he's got 15-year-old feet. Look at the no
They're pretty
bacon on,
smooth though.
mate, like a baby's bottom. There's no bacon
See,
there.
see the arch on my foot?
Mate, I've got no arch. Like mine is flat as anything.
Yeah. Well, when I was going to school back in Wangaratta, northeast Victoria, I was always first in the sprinting, the marathons, the high jumps, swimming, best swimmer.
Yep.
First, I was always first. First, everyone wanted me in the team. I had to be in the team because I was the best sportsman. Aryans are the best sportsmen. All things being equal, Aries is number one. It's the strongest of all the signs. That's why a lot of people don't like Aryans because they're strong. They've got a lot of iron, a lot of Mars. They're very martial. So I went down there to the Olympics and I was the only one barefoot and I'm walking around filming and all these fat people, fat Mexican women and everyone that's really unhealthy and toxic, they're looking at me going, why are you not wearing shoes? Don't you get hurt? And I said, humans are not supposed to be blocking their feet from touching Mother Earth. This is fucking insane stupidity. This is demonic. This is how people. When I went to Calabria, one of my aunties, she was about 80, and she was like this. She was making me a coffee, and she's like this, walking like this. And I said to her, Auntie, do you want your straight back? You want your back straightened?
Yeah.
I said, never walk with shoes, ever. Go to your backyard, walk on the grass, walk on the dirt, walk on the beach. Get your feet touching the ground. That's where I get all my minerals. I get them from here with the plasma that I take and all the good things that I've got here, all the great protocols. I can go for hours. I've been teaching this for 15 years. Okay?
Yeah.
So
you electrical charge going through your body and it's very essential. Honestly, like with modern living, we're missing out on a lot of good things. That's why fucking half of Australia gets cancer. Like, 1 out of 2 people gets cancer in Australia throughout their lives. That's pretty bad.
We fucked everything.
do you know the best way how to lose weight?
Yeah. Young girlfriend.
That works. I'm skinny, but I don't have a girlfriend, so a bit of a contradiction there, right? Barefoot, go barefoot. I swear to God, you will never have scoliosis. You'll never have headaches. You'll never wake up depressed in the morning. You'll always have energy. You'll always be strong. But when I climb up the mountain, I run and I get to my door panting and I do it on my toes. If you do not exercise your toe, if you don't walk on your toes, when they say stay on your toes,
It's for a reason.
that's for a reason. When you walk, don't walk flat-footed, man. Don't pounce your heel on the fucking ground. Roll your foot. Roll it, arch it, roll it, and make sure your toes are engaged every time you take a step. I deliberately run on that stone road. I'm going to videotape this one day. I'm going to get a car to videotape me. You'll see rocks with jagged edges, and I'm just running on my toes, flat out on those rocks.
Mate, fuck, every time I hear Santos talk, I got to have a tuna salad for lunch. I just got to, because it is enlightening. If you just joined us, we're coming to the end of our program. We've got Rasheed on the left here. We've got Santos all the way from Mexico. And this is enlightening. We've spoken.
I want to keep on talking, but Adam wants to wrap it up. we can talk forever because I
What
was
I'll
going to go
do
back
is,
and
what I'll
talk
do
about.
is, I'll say thank you. I'll end the recording, and then we can just talk. Stay online. We'll just keep talking because it needs to. It just needs to record into the program.
Yep.
So yeah. What are we? Yeah. Okay. And
Man, this is